Oi oi, Grand National Day is upon us. I'm going to be running through every single bet I've staked for this Saturday. Kick off with the Novices Chase, 2-mile Novices Chase, where John Bond was pretty good in the Arkle, when he, but again, proved that he's probably not top draw. We know these grade 1s at Aintree probably are more like a grade 2. He's going to win, and he's about 1.4-ish on the exchange, a little bit under. I don't want to go steaming into him, so I've left the race alone. I don't really think there's any angle or edging in something else. Second in the bet is probably worthy of being there, but I mean, it's going to need John Bond to falter in it, and I don't like playing that way. One I have bet in the second, the 225, I quite fancy it as well, is Mexico for Stuart Edmonds. He won this race 2 years ago with Hometown Boy. He's a trainer that does like to target races at Aintree. Pretty good target trainer as well. This horse looked like he always needed a step up in trip. Did that with him the last day as a novice hurdle, beginning of April. You might think that was quite a close run to now, but I don't think he would have got in this race had he have not been moved up in the weight. So probably, maybe by design, I do think he's had this race in mind. So I quite like him. He has been the subject of a bit of money. I managed to get him at 16s. I've had 20, £21 each way, I think about it. It was going to be 25, but restrictions and things like that. I have had a little bit on Good Time Johnny too. 6.0 backed him for 12.50. So like a bit of a stake saver in there, because he was good at Cheltenham, wasn't he? And he's only up the £5. So that's the way we look at that. I just want to touch on that one before we move on to the next race. Obviously, the ground has probably gone soft at Aintree, but it has. Don't know how much more rain there is to come. I don't think there's that much, but it could make a little bit of a difference to some of the more, I don't know, testing type horses. So maybe pay a bit of attention to that. We'll see how things are running. Anyway, we're on to the 2-mile 4 grade 1 novices hurdle. If you don't know who I'm going to back in this, then maybe consider going and visiting another channel. Hermes Allen, right? Jesus Christ, I was almost sick. No, I wasn't. A bit of pepperami came up. Hermes Allen, right? We were into him at Cheltenham, weren't we? Not stupid money, but I had a good bet on him. I don't believe that was his true running. I'm disappointed in Harry Cobden's comments saying, well, the Mullins yard got the tactics right and things like that. This could turn into a bit of a tactical affair again, like they know that that's going to wind him up, but he just needs to kick on with this horse. There's no way, using the Marble Sands line, that Hermes Allen ran his race at Cheltenham. I don't believe it. And if he didn't run his race there, maybe left a bit, could go one of two ways. Stage Star did it last year in the Ballymore, and then when he ran at Aintree in the same race, Hermes Allen could flop, is basically what I'm trying to say. But I do think that I've got back to him at 5.2. Like, he was about 4 to 1 anyway with the bookies. I thought it was an okay price. I was happy just to get in. So I've had, what have I had? 75 quid on Hermes Allen. I have had bits of savers though. Irish Point's a horse that I think wants a middle trip. I'm out and about tomorrow, so I can't be bothered to worry about prices and things. I've backed him at 8.0, so 7 to 1. So I've not had much on him. I've had 16 quid as a bit of a stake saver. And then Dark Raven, I backed him at 6s. That Supreme form's starting to look good now. And I think Dark Raven does need a step up in trips. So, again, stake saver-ish on that. About 17 quid on him at 7.2. So basically on the race, I've staked 107 quid. I'll get 120 back if Dark Raven Irish Point win. But I'd get just shy of 400 when Hermes Allen wins. So on the Hermes. The 3-mile grade 1, it's not a race I'm really that interested in. I'm trying to get an angle into Prashima. I tipped him up for the stairs, didn't run there. That soft ground I mentioned a little bit earlier is actually a big worry for Prashima. So what I'll be doing in terms of a bet in there, I feel like I probably won't be having a bet, if I'm honest with you. It's tricky because like I would like some redemption for Marie's Rock. She flopped at Cheltenham. I thought maybe she should have gone to the stayers. But then there's horses in behind, right? Like, I'm just worried about how much of a test it's going to be for every horse. So I wouldn't have any confidence in here. Probably leave it alone, but I probably will have a little bit on Prashima. I mean, I say I probably will. I've had 12.50 each way on him at 30 to 1 with Bet365 with an extra place. So for 4 places, I am worried about the ground though. So let's not have any mistakes about that. Maybe it'll dry out overnight. I think they've been watering as well. They've been messing up the track, haven't they? The 4.15 looks like a race, right? Where you've got lots of horses where I don't think we've got massive confirmed stayers in there, like proper stamina-laden horses. Nassalam's favourite, kind of see it, but I don't know that he really stays. One that we do know that stays is Konondo Kwetu, who won here course and distance in October. Look, he's not going to potentially have bundles up his sleeve and might not be the best horse in the race, but I don't think we'll need to be. Like, here's a confirmed stayer. So I've had 25 on him at 12, so 11 to 1 on the exchanges. It did run in the Reynoldstown, but like never going to be suited to a Reynoldstown. I don't like. It wasn't there to go and win a race basically. So I'd ignore the fact it was third. The fact it was 7-2 in that type of race though kind of shows you that 137 could be all right. And as I say, because there's lack of confirmed stayers in it, like I'm looking at the likes of Eldorado Allen that stays and wondering if they could be all right. So Canondu Quet is one in there. I feel he's got a bit of a chance, to be honest with you. I've also had a bit on Coconut Splash. Long said that this horse is an Aintree horse. When he got beaten ahead, can't remember he got beat by now, Imperial Alcazar maybe it was, backed him and tipped him up at a big price. I was looking for some redemption after that. He's been off the track for a little while and then he came back and he hasn't really done what people were expecting. But I think that they've just taken their time with him. Always said he's an Aintree horse. So the fact that I wouldn't have backed him in here would be balmy. So I've had a bit on him. I've had 12.50 on him at 16s on the exchange, so 17.0. He might go off bigger. If there's any money for him, you know it's going to start to flood. Grand National, I'm going to quickly come back to that one because I've done them ones anti-post. In the last race, I've backed Captain Cody because Jodie's on. I think it's got the best form of those towards the front, but I think the form towards the front is patchy for quite a few others. Like you can pick holes in bits. There are a few that have obviously like only run once, so look okay. But Florida Dreams, I think Nicky Richards has got another good one in here. Go back and watch the race. Had to be ridden to pick up some pace, but then when it hit top gear, looked like a proper horse. Aintree, when they turn in, especially in these bumpers, they get racing a long way from home. So even if this horse has to be ridden early, I think he can be ridden for a long way. He was eased the last day. He's a 20-1 poke. He might be less than that now. He's only 18 on the exchange, but I've had a bit on him. So I've had maybe, I think I've had 15 quid each way on that. And the reason I've backed it each way is there's a couple of extended place terms and I've turned into a bit of a pussy considering we've done all right-ish on the first couple of days. Let's go back to the national bets. I'm going to have to grab these up because I did it in the anti-post market. So bear with. I mean, this is really exciting viewing for the boys, isn't it? It's been good racing though the first couple of days. I've done all right-ish. You'd have seen from the ones that we've suggested where we've done in there. So I'll just run through the horses that I've backed in this race and then we can see where we're at. So I've done Carefully Selected. I've 12.50 on him at 60s. We've backed Enjoy the Land 6.25 at 120. Fortescue 6.25 at 100. Gabby's Cross 6.25 at 65. 42 was the odds for Lifetime Ambition. I've had 25 on that. My better fancy in the race, I'd probably say. Mr. Incredible got 18.75 at 20 to 1. Roy Marge, I've backed that 75, 6.25 on that. And then the Big Breakaway 50, I've had 12.50 on that. So those types of stakes, right, 6.25 would be sort of a quarter point, £25 is a point. So in the National, the only one I've had a point on is Lifetime Ambition. I've had 3/4 of a point, if you want, on Mr. Incredible, half a point on Carefully Selected and the Big Breakaway, and then a quarter point on Enjoy the Land, Fortescue, Gabby's Cross, and Roy Marge. Be lucky whatever you're getting stuck into. I really appreciate your guys' support throughout all of this and Cheltenham and throughout the jump season. Be back for Punchestown. Let me know in the comments what your best bet is today. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel.